Welcome back to the channel. What if the next penny you find could reveal an incredible story from American history? Today, we're taking a closer look at three fascinating Lincoln cents: the 1987 D, the 1995 D, and the 2016 D. These small 1-cent coins may look ordinary, but they have traveled through millions of hands, survived years of circulation, and continue to capture the attention of collectors everywhere. Before you spend another penny, stay with me until the end, because one of these forgotten coins could become the most interesting piece in your collection. The coin number 1. The 2016 D Lincoln 1 cent is a coin that many people have seen, spent, and forgotten without ever realizing the story it carries. At first glance, it appears to be a simple modern penny, especially when found in worn, dirty, or discolored condition after years of circulation. Yet every coin has a journey, and the 2016 D cent is no exception. It represents a moment in modern American history, quietly moving through countless pockets, cash registers, and coin jars while becoming part of everyday life. What seems ordinary today may become a fascinating collectible tomorrow, and that possibility is what keeps collectors searching through their change with excitement. When this coin was struck at the Denver Mint in 2016, it entered a world that was changing rapidly. Digital payments were becoming increasingly common, yet the humble penny remained a familiar part of daily transactions. Millions of Americans continued to use cents in stores, restaurants, and businesses across the country. The 2016 D Lincoln cent became part of that journey, passing through countless hands while silently recording a small piece of modern history. Each surviving example serves as a reminder of an era when traditional coinage still played an important role in everyday commerce. The design of the 2016 D cent continues the long tradition of Lincoln coinage. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most recognized images in American currency. For generations, Lincoln has symbolized determination, leadership, and resilience. Every 2016 D penny carries that legacy forward. Holding one of these coins connects collectors not only to the modern era, but also to a tradition that stretches back more than a century, linking generations through a shared piece of American culture. One of the most fascinating things about the 2016 D cent is imagining where it may have traveled. A single coin might have moved through dozens of cities, passed through thousands of transactions, and been handled by countless individuals. It may have been saved by a young collector, carried in a wallet for years, or forgotten in a drawer until rediscovered later. Every mark and sign of wear reflects a chapter in that journey. Those details transform the coin from a simple object into a miniature witness to everyday life. Collectors often appreciate coins that show character, and even a dirty or worn 2016 D cent can possess a unique charm. The darkened surfaces and visible signs of circulation tell a story that shiny new coins cannot. They reveal that the coin has been part of real experiences, moving through communities and participating in countless ordinary moments. These traces of history make every circulated coin slightly different and add to the fascination of collecting. Condition remains an important aspect of coin collecting. Some 2016 D cents spent years in circulation and show obvious wear, while others were carefully preserved from the moment they were released. Well-preserved examples allow collectors to appreciate the details and craftsmanship of the design exactly as it appeared when it first left the mint. These coins serve as tiny time capsules, preserving a snapshot of American coinage from the mid-2010s. The excitement of discovery is one of the reasons people enjoy searching through coins. A forgotten penny found in a jar, an old collection, or a box of accumulated change can suddenly become interesting when viewed from a historical perspective. The 2016 D Lincoln cent reminds collectors that every coin has a story waiting to be uncovered. Even modern pennies can inspire curiosity when people take the time to look more closely. As years pass, coins from the 2010s will gradually become historical artifacts in their own right. Future generations may view them as reminders of a rapidly changing period in American history. Every surviving 2016 D cent preserves a small piece of that era, allowing people to hold a tangible connection to the past. What seems common today may become increasingly meaningful as time moves forward. In the end, the 2016 D. Lincoln 1 cent is far more than a simple penny. It is a symbol of continuity, history, and the enduring appeal of coin collecting. Whether discovered in circulation, inherited from family members, or found in an old collection, it continues to inspire curiosity and appreciation. Its journey through time proves that even the smallest coin can tell a remarkable story and remind us that history often hides in the most ordinary places. Coin number 2. The 1987 D. Lincoln 1 cent is a coin that many people have encountered countless times without ever realizing the story it carries. At first glance, it may appear to be nothing more than an ordinary penny, especially when found in dark, dirty, or heavily circulated condition. Yet collectors know that every coin has a journey, and the 1987 D cent is no exception. Decades after leaving the Denver Mint, these pennies continue to spark curiosity because they represent a piece of everyday American history hidden in plain sight. What once passed from hand to hand as simple pocket change has now become a fascinating reminder of another era. When the 1987 D. Lincoln cent entered circulation, the United States was experiencing a period of technological growth and cultural change. Millions of these coins were released into commerce, where they quickly became part of daily life. They traveled through grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, and family businesses across the nation. Most people spent them without a second thought, yet every transaction added another chapter to the coin's story. Today, each surviving penny serves as a small historical artifact from a time that feels both familiar and distant. One of the most recognizable features of the 1987 D cent is the portrait of Abraham Lincoln. For generations, Lincoln's image has symbolized determination, leadership, and perseverance. His portrait gives the coin a timeless identity that connects collectors with more than a century of American coinage. Even people who know very little about coins instantly recognize Lincoln's profile, making the cent one of the most familiar and beloved pieces of currency in the country. Imagine the journey of a single 1987 D penny. It may have been carried in a child's pocket on the way to school, dropped into a vending machine, stored in a savings jar, or forgotten in a drawer for years. It may have traveled hundreds or even thousands of miles during its lifetime. Every scratch, worn detail, and faded surface reflects part of that adventure. These signs of use transform the coin into more than just money. They turn it into a witness of everyday life across decades. Collectors often appreciate coins that show evidence of circulation because they tell a story. A dark or dirty 1987 D penny may not look impressive at first glance, but it carries visible proof of its survival. Every mark on the coin is evidence that it has participated in countless moments of daily life. Rather than diminishing its appeal, that history often increases the fascination collectors feel when they hold an old coin in their hands. Condition remains an important factor in the world of coin collecting. While many 1987 D cents spent years circulating, some escaped heavy use and retained much of their original appearance. These better-preserved examples allow collectors to appreciate the design details and craftsmanship that were present when the coin first left the mint. Looking at such a coin can feel like stepping back in time and seeing a small piece of history exactly as it appeared decades ago. The excitement of coin collecting comes from discovery. Old jars of change, inherited collections, and forgotten albums often contain coins that have not been examined in years. Finding a 1987 D. Lincoln cent can inspire curiosity and encourage people to learn more about the history behind the coins they encounter every day. Even common coins become fascinating when viewed through the lens of history, preservation, and personal connection. As time passes, coins from the 1980s continue to gain historical significance. They represent an era that many people remember firsthand while also becoming artifacts for younger generations. Every surviving 1987 D cent preserves a small piece of that period. The longer these coins survive, the more valuable they become as reminders of everyday life during a rapidly changing time in American history. In the end, the 1987 D. Lincoln 1 cent is much more than a simple penny. It is a survivor, a storyteller, and a symbol of continuity between generations. Whether discovered in a collection, inherited from family members, or found among old coins tucked away for decades, it continues to inspire curiosity and appreciation. Its long journey proves that even the smallest coin can carry a remarkable story, reminding us that history often hides within the ordinary objects we see every day. Coin number 3. The 1995 D. Lincoln 1 cent is a coin that many people have seen countless times, yet few have stopped to appreciate the story hidden within it. At first glance, it may appear to be an ordinary penny, especially when found in worn, dirty, or heavily circulated condition. However, every coin has a journey, and the 1995 D cent has spent decades moving through the hands of millions of Americans. It has witnessed everyday life, traveled through cities and small towns, and quietly preserved a small piece of history. What may seem like a simple coin today can become a fascinating reminder of the past for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. When the 1995 D. Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, the United States was experiencing an era of technological growth and rapid change. People were embracing new inventions, businesses were expanding, and everyday commerce relied heavily on coins and cash. Millions of these cents entered circulation and immediately became part of daily transactions. They passed through stores, restaurants, schools, and households across the country. Most people never imagined that years later, these same pennies would attract the attention of collectors who appreciate the stories hidden behind ordinary objects. The design of the 1995 D cent continues one of the longest-running traditions in American coinage. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin has become a symbol recognized around the world. Lincoln's image represents leadership, perseverance, and strength during challenging times. Every 1995 D penny carries that legacy forward, connecting modern collectors with a tradition that has endured for generations. This connection helps explain why Lincoln cents remain among the most collected coins in America. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1995 D cent is imagining where it has traveled. A single coin may have crossed state lines, passed through thousands of transactions, and been handled by countless individuals. It may have been saved in a child's coin collection, carried in a worker's pocket, or forgotten in a drawer for years before being rediscovered. Every mark, scratch, and sign of wear reflects a chapter in that journey. These traces of circulation transform the coin from a simple piece of currency into a silent witness of everyday history. Collectors often find beauty in coins that show character. A dark or dirty 1995 D cent may not seem impressive at first glance, but it tells a story that a freshly minted coin cannot. The worn surfaces and faded details reflect decades of use and survival. Every visible imperfection serves as evidence that the coin played a role in the lives of real people. That connection to the past is one of the reasons old Lincoln cents continue to attract collectors year after year. Condition remains an important part of the collecting experience.